For this lesson, we're going to look at solving multiple step inequalities and equations. So we've worked with one-step equations and inequalities, we've worked with two steps, and so now we're going to start working with multiple steps. So when I have a multiple step equation, I see that I have 3 times d plus 2 equals 12. Well, whenever I have a number that's outside parentheses, I can actually distribute that. So for this, I'm going to get that 3d plus 6 equals 12. Then I need to isolate my variable, so I got to make a 0 pair first. So I subtracted 6 from both sides, so I get 3d equals 6. I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides so that I get d equals 2. And it wouldn't help or hurt to check so that I get 3 times 2 plus 2 in parentheses equals 12. So now I have 3 times 4 equals 12. So I get 12 equals 12, and since both sides of my equations equal the same, I know that I've solved it correctly. Let's take a look at an inequality example. And I'm going to solve it the exact same way that I just solved the last one. I need to distribute my 4 to my terms, so I get 4x minus 12 is greater than 4. I'll add 12 to both sides. So 4x is greater than 16. When I divide by 4 on both sides, I get that x is greater than 4. For this example, I see that I have a term that I first need to distribute with. So we're going to distribute our 6. So I get 12m plus 12 equals 18m plus 18. And now I know that I can move any of my terms so that I can isolate my variables so that I could solve for m. So we'll subtract 12m from both sides. And it doesn't matter which term you choose first. So I have 12 equals 6m plus 18. I'm going to subtract 18 so that my 6m can stay by itself on that side. So I get negative 6 equals 6m. I'll divide by 6. So m equals a negative 1. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. So I have 2 terms that I need to distribute. So on the left side, I'm going to get 5n minus 15 is greater than or equal to 3n plus 21. And I got these new terms because I distributed my 5 and my 3. So then we should solve for n. So I'm going to just subtract 3n from both sides, and I get 2n minus 15 is greater than or equal to 21. I'll add 15 to both sides. So I get 2n is greater than or equal to 36. And when I divide by 2 on both sides, I get that n is greater than or equal to 18. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. So I'm going to distribute my 3 to both terms. So I get that 2w plus 5 is greater than or equal to 3w minus 18. So I'll subtract 5 from both sides to make a 0 pair. So I get that 2w is greater than or equal to 3w minus, because I have a negative 18, minus 5 gives me negative 23. I need to make sure that w is on its side by itself. So I get negative 1w is greater than or equal to negative 23. I'm going to divide by negative 1 so that w, and don't forget to flip your sign, w is less than or equal to 23. For this example, I'm going to first distribute my 3. So I'm going to get that 3y minus 15 plus 25 equals 3y plus 10. I'm going to simplify the terms that are on this side so that it's easier to work with. So I get 3y, and then minus 15 plus 25 gives me 10. So plus 10 equals 3y plus 10. And I've noticed that both sides of my equations equal the exact same thing. And at any time that you come to an equation that equals the exact same thing, this means that they are all solutions. And it's all solutions because no matter what I substitute for y, I'm going to get that on the same side. So if I substitute 2 in, I would get 3y. So 3 times 2 plus 10, 3 times 2 plus 10. So I'm getting the exact same answer on both sides. For this example, we're going to have a negative 5x minus 14 equals, and I'm going to distribute my 2, so I get 4x plus 6 minus 9x. And I want to combine my like terms on this side of the equation, so I get that negative 5x minus 14 equals 4x minus 9x is a negative 5x plus 6. So now let's go ahead and solve for x. I'm going to add 5x to both sides. And I notice that there's my 0 pair, but I actually have another 0 pair here because negative 5x plus a 5x, that equals 0 as well. So all I'm left with is negative 14 equals 6. Well, when my variables drop out, I can't have a negative 14 equals 6. So actually, this answer is considered a no solution. There is not a solution that we could find that would work for both sides of my equation to get the exact same answer.